What's up, guys? It's the Cheapster here, and today I'm going to be talking about what it was like working for the company Instacart, delivering groceries for them. I did it for about a year, and honestly, it was pretty good at first. I worked in the Columbus, Ohio, and back then it was regions, so I worked in the Columbus, Ohio North region. I started out not knowing exactly what it was. Actually, it was pretty funny. My first day it ever started, I picked up a shift, and my shift started at a certain time. And I remember I went to my Kroger that was right by my house, and I sat in the parking lot thinking, okay, my shift is about to start. Then it starts, I'm sure I'll go into Kroger and buy stuff. Yeah, that's not how it was. I actually sat there for 20 minutes, which I did get paid, I think, $9 an hour if I didn't meet certain minimums and stuff, which was good. So I was kind of like, okay, well, I guess I'm making free money just sitting here. But then I got an order, and it was 10 miles away. And I thought, what? Because I thought, okay, well, I'm going to be going to the Kroger right beside me, right? That's what you would think. No, I went to the Kroger that was 10 miles away, and it was still a pretty decent order. I think I ended up making like 20 something dollars, and maybe it took me a little over an hour to do that. So it wasn't too bad. The gas was a little bit more than I was expecting on that, but it was okay. But the thing I quickly found out about doing Instacart is they make you drive. They will make you drive a lot. Do not think that you're going to not put any miles on your car unless you're in a specific region that I guess doesn't have many places around. But I mean, like I said, I was in the Columbus North region, so it wasn't even the whole Columbus area. And yeah, I had to drive quite a bit. There were times where I'd have to drive from one side of it to the other side, which was about 15 miles apart. And then, of course, you're spending all that time driving, which that could take me 30 minutes. During rush hour, sometimes that would take me close to 45 minutes if there was bad traffic. And that's just time you're driving. You do not get paid while you were driving. At least back when I worked it, you didn't. I do think every region is a little bit different. I think they have different pay models and certain things, so I can't speak for how everything is. There was problems with the orders I would get because it just didn't seem very streamlined a lot of times. There was a lot of times where I would get one order, like I said, in one area, and then it would make me drive all the way to the other area. And there were times where I figured out I think I'm the only person driving in this area. I don't think there's a single other person driving with me. I think I'm the only person working for the company. Starting out on the Columbus North area, yes, I was a little frustrated about how far I had to drive, but I worked in a good area. The Columbus North area was good. And that's because people tipped well. Let me first talk to you about what you have to do as an Instacart driver. So you get a shift. So you pick up a shift, and that can be very strict on being able to work that shift, or else you can get in trouble for not working it. But yeah, you pick up a shift, and then you need to be available. So that doesn't mean you need to be at the store at the time. It just means you need to be in the delivery region, which is a pretty big region. It's just that whole area. And my house was in the delivery region. So a lot of times I would start out my day at like 10 o'clock, and sometimes I wouldn't even get out of bed yet. Sometimes, this is me, I can jump out of bed and just throw my clothes on and get ready to go. That's not for everybody, but for me, I would just be laying in bed sometimes. My thing would start, and I just made sure that like my phone is by me and I could hear it if something went off. But sometimes it would go like a whole hour without me even getting an order, so I just got to sit there getting paid whatever the minimum was during that time. So that was pretty cool. But anyway, what you do is you go in to the store that it tells you to drive to. So it'll tell you on your phone what the store is, how many items it has, and then a few other details about things. But you just pretty much you drive to the store, and then you see the list of all the things you need to buy for the customer. So usually what I'd always start out with is the produce, because it's usually kind of the most annoying to deal with. And there might be questions to ask the customer. So usually I would start with the produce. Because if you have a question, you can ask them while you're doing the rest of the shopping, hopefully get the answer, and then go back and get the rest of it. But yeah, so you would do the shopping. And honestly, I would say I really enjoyed it. It was so much fun, and it was relaxing. I remember during Christmas time when I was doing it, they were playing Christmas music in the stores and stuff. And I just remember thinking, this is great. Like, I just get to go around and shop for people. And then you buy their stuff with the Instacart credit card. And I got really good. I would always go through the self-checkout. I got really good at doing that. I would just scan everything so quick, and I went through the self-checkout because I was faster than using the people with the baggers, because sometimes they can be slow. So I would just go through that. do it all myself, even if it was a decently big order. That was pretty much it. There's not much to it. You do just buy the stuff. A lot of times there's stuff missing though at the store, so you do have to ask about that or find a good replacement. So there is a little bit of thought involved in it there, but a lot of times it's just kind of relaxing. You're just shopping for people. But I do say it's relaxing as long as you are shopping quickly. Like, you can't be slow about anything because they're looking at your time and you need to get it done by their delivery time. Usually I didn't seem to have much of a problem with that. Usually if you were really just working at a good pace, I really got to know the stores well. And I mean, this was like, there was like 10 or 15 Krogers that I would shop at, and Meijer and Whole Foods and some other places. Like CVS was randomly on there that you had to shop sometimes. But I got pretty used to knowing where the things were, knowing the layout of each store. So I could find things pretty quickly. And I knew different problems that you'd have with each store. So you take the food from the grocery store to the person's house. And that's usually not too bad. Usually the people are there, will take the items. At least where I worked, most of the time, the people were pretty pleasant. It was usually good. But of course, there's always going to be issues at times. There were certain areas that I knew if I had to deliver to those areas, that the people would either not be home or they would not tip me, or both. And there were so many times that I went to houses and then the people weren't there. While I talked to them the whole time while I was doing their order, they wouldn't be there. And I was like, okay. And then sometimes I'd have to wait 20 minutes to drop off their items because they weren't there. And you're not allowed to leave the items unless the person just literally never responds. And you have to wait like 10 minutes or something. Then you can leave the items. And I think you take a photo to confirm that they're on their doorstep and stuff, which I hated doing because if somebody came and stole them or something, it could be on me. They could say that I took them. And it seems like, yes, it should be able to go smooth. You get they put the items they want. You go to the store, you buy them, you bring them to them. Should be pretty simple. And honestly, what I would say is, yes, a lot of times there was quite a bit of headaches that actually came with it, but a lot of times I made good money. I would say on average I made $20 to $25 an hour. Of course, that's not figuring in the fact that I had to pay for gas, or you're a 1099 contractor, so you do have to pay higher taxes. But even with that stuff taken out, it still was a pretty good job. And a lot of that was just because people would tip well. I had one lady who would tip me, she ordered, and I would almost get her order every single week, and she would tip me like $35 for a 45-minute shopping trip, like to the place, to her house, drop them off, 45 minutes, and she would tip me $35 on top of what I think was already $30 that I got paid for groceries, because she got quite a bit, but they weren't difficult things to pick up. So I would make like $65 just working for 45 minutes. So some of those people really help raise your average. But yeah, there were so many issues with it. Honestly, though, when it came down to it, I had so much trouble with them sending me from side to side, making me do these ridiculous distances to go pick up orders. You also have to take the orders. At least this is the way it was when I was there. There was no getting out of it. If they sent you an order, you had to do the order. Even if you were done at 9 o'clock and the order came in at like 8:49, you had to do it. I think they had like a 10-minute window, but they didn't even tell you that. I just had to read that through the like other customers and stuff that said there's like technically a 10-minute window at the end of your shift that you could decline it and not be in trouble for it. But yeah, it was very stressful most of the time. I would say most of my days between orders was super stressful. Doing the shopping itself, usually pretty fun, usually very relaxed and stuff. I'd usually find that once I'm at the store, I felt so much better and I could just do the work. But then dealing with the app, dealing with all that stuff could just be so stressful. The cherry on the sundae came in when they decided that Columbus North should not be its own area anymore and the entire Columbus area should be an area. That's where things got ridiculous, where I actually had times where they were sending me orders that were about 30 miles away from where I was. And it was just crazy. It would send me to a 30-mile away area that was in the middle of nowhere. So you knew I had to come back up as soon as I did it. So that's not saying 30 miles, and that's like saying 60 miles. So that would take like 2 hours of driving. It's like you're going to drive 2 hours and you didn't get paid for that. So things just got really bad really quickly when they did that. I was also delivering to areas that were just very dangerous. And you had no choice. You couldn't decline them. There were areas that I was like, I would never go to this area in my city by myself. And they'd be sending me there at night. So I really did not like that at all. There was no way to say this is too dangerous, I don't want to take this order. There was nothing you could do. Plus, those areas would have really bad grocery stores that things were all out of stock, people were rude, just terrible experiences. So my end of Instacart ended very bad. I was also, the pay went down a ton because those people weren't tipping. And that really made up so much of my money, and they lowered the pay. So they just slashed everything that could be done to make it a worse experience. So I have very mixed feelings for telling anybody if they should work for Instacart. It's really going to depend on your region. For the most part, I would say no, do not work for Instacart. I did not like what the company did. I think that was a very bad move on their part. The way that they treated the workers for them, it got down to the point where I would probably make $6 an hour, not counting taking out my gas, not counting the fact that I had to pay more money in taxes. $6 an hour is insane. And they really are just scamming everybody with the whole freelance company thing, because it didn't feel freelance at all, because you were forced into taking things. I think the company honestly could be on the verge of a lawsuit, because I don't see how they're considering them, the people who are working for them, as freelancers, because there was no flexibility there. And you could schedule out your time, but you would just get punished in so many ways if you said no to orders, or if you didn't take your time. And of course you could say no to orders, but it would punish you. And you only had so many times you could take punishment before they kicked you off the app completely. And that was like 3 times or something. There was just so many issues. I would not recommend it, honestly, unless the region is, like I said before, I think they really switch things up as the region grows. So this is what I really disagree with. I think what the company does is it starts off using people and paying them well in an area so that they really get, connected to it. And that's what happened to me. It became my full-time job. I was making very good money working this, just at the hours I wanted to work. And you could work so many hours. I mean, there was time where I worked 60 hours in a week, and I'd make quite a bit of money just doing that. So it was pretty cool to have that. And I think they get people on that where it's like, okay, well, you can make all this money, so you stop doing all the other things you were doing and just make this full time. But then they just slash the stool out from under you and just take everything away. And it was just in one fatal swipe, like everything was all screwed up. Not much warning about it. And then I felt like I lost my job at the time, and it was not a good time for me, because I felt like I couldn't make income then, because if I worked this, I was making $6 an hour, not even counting gas and stuff, and that's just terrible. So I would really not recommend Instacart unless you can take advantage of a region that's becoming new, and they're kind of doing what they did to me at the beginning, because like I said, I did make quite a bit of money there. I don't know if I could recommend it. I would say probably stay away from it. And I really tried to work hard, especially if you're somebody who wants to do the best job. Sometimes you get punished for that, because sometimes it takes too long to make sure the customer gets what they wanted, and there's punishment for that. And there were so many disincentives to the working for the company that I wouldn't recommend it. So I would just say beware of it. I don't know if things have changed for Instacart, but like I said, I know every region, I think, is different for them. They just really change things up all the time. But yeah, I would say stay away from it. So hopefully that's helpful to you guys. Sorry it's not a positive review. I really would like to give it a positive review, because I think it's a cool thing. But I think they are just also facing too much competition with other stores now doing grocery pickup. There's other ways that you can get groceries delivered to. Companies are starting to do their own, like grocery stores are starting to do their own delivery. So yeah, it's probably a tough market for them, and that's probably why they're starting to slash things like that. Stay away from it. That's what I would say. Hopefully this was helpful to you guys, and remember, if you did like it, to do the cheapest thing you can today, and that is just to tap on this like button. Also subscribe to my channel. I've got tons of cheap tips that I come out with. I do 2 videos a week. But yeah, it's just fun, cheap stuff, and cheap tips to help you guys save money. So remember, guys, stay cheap.
Cheap. You still haven't subscribed? Oh my god, come on, what are you waiting for?